I really considered opening with my cat instead of me. Right now.
I've never been more excited about a podcast before.
We got to toss him out of here early.
Who, me or Steve?
Steve.
Why? He looks great.
What's up, everybody?
What an absolute softball that was right there.
Well, I know. He knew. Hey, we're all here, guys. Pete, I'm so excited about tonight.
Tonight, the first night where hosting opportunities have been dealt over to the king.
That's great.
Just like this league. Yeah. If you really want to achieve greatness, just hand over the reins to me and I'll take you there. CJ Spates tossed me a question mark in text. I said write comments. What is up? All right. I don't know.
Awesome.
Before we get started. All right. Have you guys all read the email? Everyone's up to speed?
I'm reading it while we go. This is great. The fact that I don't need to prepare anything, I'm just showing up. If this is what Case gets to do every week, this is incredible.
Mike, you don't kid the listeners. You don't prepare at all.
Meanwhile, I get more duty than.
It's always off the cuff, Mike.
My whole life's off the cuff. Sorry, Pete.
I want to start by saying, first of all, this is no episode next week. So everyone set your calendar. Make sure that you're all right. We're having what's up. Okay. When you put your hand in the air, Casey, that means you want to talk.
Why did you just do that?
I'm around.
I'm not around.
Well, I won't be, and it's our annual mid-season break. We got to let that breathe a little bit.
Pete, where are you going?
And I'm going to Connecticut.
Oh,
No, you're gonna be up there. What?
nah, I'm gonna be at the Cape.
Come on over, kids.
That's normally what happens. Yeah. So anyway, I'll be in Connecticut, and please note the trade deadline is November 29th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Very late in the season this year. Trade deadline 29th. Any questions?
We think Christian's gonna make a trade.
I think Christian's going to join us very shortly.
I can tell you who Christian's not going to make a trade with.
Who?
Case.
I texted him.
Well,
Christian, if you're listening, I'm disengaged. You can text me all you want. Not engaging.
I can assure you that Christian is.
He's in the Milford Facebook page right now. He's good.
Oh, I can assure you that Christian Derderian will not be joining. He has not been extended a link to the thing tonight. That kid does not do anything quickly. It's not like I could get him. They'll find out that he was invited like 3 days from now. Let's transition to our first segment. Chloe, I got to make sure you're awake. It is in the news. All right, so I want to talk about some funny things because you guys got some funny takes, and I want to make sure that everyone knows them. All right, so this week what was it? 11? It was 11, right? I think this will probably go down in history for when we look back at week 11 of the season. This will be the week that Jamar Chase spit on somebody, and this is a very hot topic. And I want to get your take because, spitting on somebody is the ultimate disrespect you could do to human. You guys are all former athletes. What's the most disrespected you've ever been on the field or on the court? DeVito, I'll go to you first.
Oh. I remember in high school, we were playing Leominster at home. We were getting our ass handed to us. It was at the bottom of the pile, football. After running an option and getting my face kicked in for the 100th time in that game, bottom of the pile. And I remember a firm grasp of my genitalia.
Dude.
Oh, was it a Milford guy?
My God.
Oh,
no.
Friendly fire?
Oh, it was not friendly fire, and that was a very, very bad feeling for a while.
Have you ever done anything to anybody? No, you're a pretty classy guy. You keep it clean.
No.
All right. Chloe, you look like you're ready to jump.
No,
what did you?
I don't think I ever have been disrespected like that. I mean, I've gotten inadvertent knees to the, but I don't think I've ever had anything. Case, you and I play basketball. I don't think we had anything like that.
I think the only thing has I think the dude from Fitchburg, after he blocked me for like a fourth consecutive possession, he stepped over me. I've been spat at, but not on.
Okay.
Oh,
so like in the direction of, but not on. Like didn't reach too much space in between. But
I mean, one of the most disrespected I think I ever was 12-year-old Little League. Steve DeVito took me yard 3 straight times against Milford Police. Like, that was an ego disrespect. I don't know if that counts in this one.
That might be your fault.
When Steve Manguso, maybe the most disrespected, Mike, when Steve Manguso pushed you to the fence when I was pitching.
It could have been that he pitched it in practice and I took him yard and he goes, "Hey, everyone, it's my best DeVito impression."
All right, number two.
What's yours, Pete? You didn't.
Oh, well, this is wrestling. It's a wrestling term. I don't know if you guys get this, but did you ever hear of the term? So in wrestling, when you take somebody down, you score 2 points, and if you let them up, you only give up 1 point. I was going against a kid who who definitely was much better than me, and he took me down. And he let me up in front of like my whole family. It was pretty bad. So I got tech fault and then eventually pinned. It was a bad one.
Why are you laughing like that?
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. We our best wrestler at Coast Guard 2 years ago did the same thing to Merchant Marine, and the guy was so pissed because he just got annihilated by the number 2 ranked wrestler in the country. It was awesome.
It's basically the wrestler being like, "I'm going to practice on you."
Yeah, it's a hopeless. You're hopeless, basically, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling.
All right, Kevin O'Neill.
Who? What?
Was it Kevin O'Neill?
No. Kevin O'Neill was on my team. It was like a kid on St. John's Prep.
The
other news item this week, Chandra, and I definitely said that one wrong.
Yeah.
How do you say his name?
Chandra?
Chandra Sanders, the quarterback. He got his house broken into. Yo, what up? Do the canoe.
Take him down for 2 points, Nicole. Nicole, take him down for 2 points.
Nicole, I got a question for you. Hey,
I got a question. Listen to Pete. This is important.
I got a question for you. You know how that quarterback, Deion Sanders kid, Chandra or whatever his name is? He got his house broken into while he was. He got his house broken into while he was playing, and they stole a ton of stuff from the house. What's one thing you would hate to have stolen from your house? Steve's castle.
Steve's castle.
Yeah. You got it.
Ooh.
Tread lightly.
Like, for example, my bed. I love my bed. If I came home and my bed was gone, I'd be devastated.
Probably. Oh God, I don't know. Either something to do with Luca or
Luca doesn't count.
Oh no,
so I can't take a kid.
Or my rings.
I think it would be the picture from the wedding behind your head. That would be the most upsetting thing.
Mike was in it.
Pancake.
Yeah. Look at the head of hair. Hold on. We have to. I gotta.
Probably my rings, I guess.
Hold on.
Okay, jewelry. I'll go with jewelry.
Case. This is an important thing here.
Jesus, DeVito, what's the edible kicking in?
Look at the locks on his head. Look at this.
Okay.
What happened?
Look how happy those 2 young ladies are as well.
One of them was sitting behind you, like.
I used to have really nice hair.
Yeah, it's good flow. I forgot how flowy your hair was.
Well, you lost your hair, but if somebody came in and stole something from your house, what would you be the most regretful of? Would it be a hat?
I mean, a hat, yeah. I don't think I have a ton of like valuables. So like my golf clubs, because you know what? Actually, Pete, I'll tell you this one, right? In my recent travels, if you will, like I have picked up a couple like golf polos that have been authentic to the course I've played, and having gone to Scotland in June, like those are kind of irreplaceable unless I go back. So I'd hate to lose those right now.
All right. That's a note for the future guy that breaks into your house. All right. Mike, do you want to say something or you want to kill this one?
No, I have we bought the house from people we knew.
Oh.
And when they left, they wrote us a letter that we found it like a year later of like, hey, congratulations and welcome. She's since passed away, and it's framed in our hallway. It's really nice. It's a good talking point. If someone stole that, that'd be a bummer. It's a really good talking point. It's like a nice sentimental like lineage thing. That
it took a real weird turn. I think I'm gonna go with jewelry. That's probably the one that makes the most sense out of this.
That's a nice story. I feel like that's a nice story.
Mike, are you gonna leave a letter for the next person?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna leave both letters. They also buried a cat in the backyard.
Oh God!
You leave that too.
Good Lord!
Yeah, never dug it up.
It's time for that coming. The Boom of the Week. In our week in review, let's get into it. The Boom of the Week goes to Jeff Innes. It is 173.98. You might as well call it 174. Back-to-back booms for Jeff. He is third all-time on the boom list now with 12. It was his second boom of the year. I got a question. You know, if he's got 12, how many do you think Jeff has got in a single season? What do you think Jeff's ceiling is for booms in a single season?
4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I was going to say 5. I feel like he had 1 year he had a lot.
Steve, you are wrong. The other two are 100% right. It is 4. So anyway, he's halfway there.
Do we know who has the most booms in one season?
DeVito.
I could pull it. I could do that. I mean, I could figure that out very easily if I wasn't hosting, producing, researching.
See, this is why you wanted to do it. You just want to
making all the graphics. The Beast of the Week goes to Josh Allen with 50 points. It was a losing effort to me.
Feels like a good question.
Josh.
This
is great.
Stop talking. Don't make me have to mute you.
I hate lean. Every time I lean this way, I get a leaf or a mushroom in my face.
I'm not surprised he put Steve and I center stage.
Smart move.
It's all about who signs on first.
Video loads so slow. Beast of the Week goes to Josh Allen, 50 points in a losing effort to me. Jonathan Taylor still holds his top spot with 63 points last week. And the going deep, does anyone know it? It was really bad. Beep. It was Derrick Henry with a 56-yarder.
I saw that.
Yeah,
That's pretty bad.
It wasn't even for a touchdown. Bet you can look that up. It wasn't a touchdown.
It wasn't?
Nope. Got tackled at like the 6-yard line.
Interesting. All right. Well, he was the top. Rashid Shaheed still holds the number 1 spot with 87 yards. Scoring summary. Last 3 weeks were 134, 133, 137. What do you think this week?
8.
Think higher than last week?
I wasn't listening. 130.
He's not paying attention. He's not listening.
I didn't even see what the results were. I was looking at the results.
134, Pete.
Do I?
127.
Wow, DeVito closest, 129.
I said 130.
No, DeVito's the closest. 129. This Price is Right rules, baby. 5 teams scored below 115. This was a very bad week. Whoa. It was our lowest scoring week since week 3.
Hey, Pete.
All right.
You're in 7th. Are you? What are we doing here?
I mean, we're gonna preview every single.
No, but
thing.
I'm saying like 6 and 5, 6 and 5, 6 and 5, 6 and 5, 5 and 6, 5 and 6. It's like
right there,
Mike. It's a nice segue. I've done a little bit of research. In the last 10 years, we've had at least one playoff team make the playoffs with 7 losses. It's happened 5 times. So half the time in the last 10 years, it's been a 7-loss team that's made the top 4. One time was an 8-loss team, which was last year. So 7 is probably the new number. I know we've always used 6. 9 and 6 is sort of the breaking point. In the last 10 years, 5 times a team has made it with 7 losses.
So if you hit 7 losses, you got a 50-50 chance. You get 8 wins, you got a 50-50 chance to make the playoffs.
And I would tell you that it's trending closer towards more competitive records at the end of the year for the bottom spots. Like if you go back a couple years, you have like 12-3 teams, 14-2 teams. You know, now we're seeing a lot more teams that are jumbled up in that 9-7, 10-5, like those areas all jumbled up together. So you're not out of it, I don't think, till you get to 8 losses.
I believe they call that parity.
Yeah. And by the way, Lloyd is in the playoffs. He's in the 3 seed right now.
Yes, his 0% has jumped
significantly.
All right.
Case good facts. Good research, Brian.
We are desperately wants the host. If you're not noticing this, Mike is desperately trying to pull the host thing back in.
No,
absolutely.
No, he wasn't. He was giving a good shout out to a really good stat provided by the other guy that doesn't prepare at all.
Complimentary of Case. That was a good stat. Jeez, Steve, so sensitive.
I mean, at the end of the day, we reviewed news, and Mike had more than enough opportunity to talk. And now we're going to do review and preview. Mike's going to have plenty of chances to talk.
Mike, DeVito wants to go back to the script. He's very script oriented. We're too off the cuff right now. Get back to his talking points. Come on. Let me see everything written down. Let him talk. Let him read.
I know I'm supposed to say the first point when we preview the game. I'm ready for that one, Pete.
I don't have the script in front of me anymore. So it's kind of.
Hey, Pete, in regards to game 1, who's Mike Wilson? Who am I supposed to talk about?
Who's that? What's his name? Wilson? What's his first name?
Keep going. It's good.
What's his name? I'm asking questions.
No, that is his name. It is his name.
Is his name Mike Wilson?
That's it. don't listen to him. That's it.
That's such an ass.
His name.
I missed the whole joke. Probably because it wasn't
Not
funny.
a good joke.
Let's go with-
I'm laughing because it was a bad joke. It was a stupid joke.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I'd give you guys some pointers instead of hearing about how the same person was big and from fucking three of you every goddamn week.
Hey.
Oh.
If the dude
Family
was
show
big,
no
he
more.
said it.
Lamar Jackson was big. Yeah, he was big. Yeah, he was big. All right, next fucking game. You guys,
Lamar Jackson's under. I would never say that. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson sucked this week. Mike, tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, your
was.
quarterbacks were awful this week, Case. Sorry, Pete.
We were
Yeah, it was the
simpatico,
number one
Mike. We'll
seed,
come
Mike.
back to it soon.
Casey, if I gotta fucking toss you out of here, I will. Mike, it was the number 1 seed, Mike, against the number 8 seed last week. Mike won 143 to 109. This one was bordering on a blowout. I'm still confused about how Mike scored over 140 because if you look at that lineup, it doesn't. Even, I had to check the math. I took out a calculator. I wasn't trusting it. Mike ended up putting in Diggs thanks to our advice. Would you like to say anything to the podcast? Go ahead.
No, thank you very much. I wasn't prepared last week when we got here. You guys told me to put him in. I mean, I could have had an empty roster spot and it wouldn't have made a difference this week, but I appreciate the help as always.
Are you going to keep Diggs? Is Diggs going to be in your roster going forward? Is he a mainstay or no?
While Booty is out, Diggs will be a mainstay in. He's just it's a good target guy to have. He's a good bottom of the roster sort of guy. When Booty comes back and Stevenson gets back, we'll see how the distribution works itself out. But for now, yeah, he's in every weekend.
So Booty practiced today because I had Matt Collins. I was keeping a close eye on it. As soon as I saw that Booty was practicing, I dropped Matt Collins. So if Booty comes back, that throws a wrench in it for you. Borderline starter? Not
probably not. I'll probably have him in this week.
Interesting.
Especially
Okay, Casey, your big question. You picked
Don't
up
they play the Bengals this week?
Yeah,
We'll
they play the Bengals. Bengals are probably explode. You got to feel good about that.
We'll get there.
Casey, I want to talk to you. Pick this guy up the trash heap. This Michael Wilson, the joke that everyone didn't get. All right, so then you go to the text chain. You say that he's available. What's the price you realistically want to get? There's people out there. There's buyers. They're listening right now, and they don't want to text you. What are you looking for Michael Wilson?
2nd round pick.
No chance.
No chance. Where do you go? What's your next one
for me right now?
I know, but you realize you picked him up as a free agent. you got lucky.
That's a good joke.
I'm really good on the free agent wire.
Would you consider a 4th or 5th? No,
probably not at this point. I kind of need to play him.
It's better to just You better.
Case, did you know that both of your quarterbacks combined for less points than each of my quarterbacks individually this week?
Yes, they both had a really, really bad week.
Yeah. Good for the value for the trade deadline coming up.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, good showcase game for both of them.
This is why you should have traded one of them with the right value when you could have.
Well, both guys that need a quarterback, one doesn't trade and the other one's a jackass. So,
Wow.
DeVito, this is what I want to know from you because I think that you give.
In case you're wondering, I'm the jackass.
No, it wasn't you. You wasn't you, Steve. You actually weren't one of the two I was talking about.
You sent me trades for them for the last 3 weeks.
Well, you probably should have traded him too, but I wasn't talking about you.
DeVito, let's say you own Lamar and Herbert going forward. They both flop right before the trade deadline. You're in Casey's shoes. What do you do here?
Well, I think you got to see how this week plays out.
I mean,
I
get much worse.
You got to trade one of them. And quite frankly, Case, if I'm you, I think I'm trading Lamar Jackson.
Really? Why?
You don't have to trade either of them, actually.
You don't have to trade either of them. You really don't.
You don't have to do anything.
I can keep both of them like I did. I can keep both of them.
You could. You could. I would
DeVito,
still trade.
Why would you favor trading Lamar over Herbert?
So I think Lamar's weapons outside of Flowers are getting older. I think that offense is at a bit of a decline. I think in LA there are a lot more younger weapons to go with. I think that's a young and upcoming offense, and I kind of favor that offense a little bit more than I do Baltimore right now.
Damn, Casey, do you have one feeling one way or another?
I mean, yeah, Lamar Jackson missed 4 weeks this year, guys. That's why it looks as bad as it does. He's still a really good player.
So you're leaning more Lamar than
he's 30 years old. I'm okay keeping him beyond this year. He's 30 years old.
Steve, be specific with this feedback. You're telling Case trade Lamar. Christian's the most apt guy. Maybe maybe Spates in there, but like, what does he text right now for Christian? I'll give you what. I want what for Lamar?
He needs, I would say, multiple first-round picks.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
Yes. He'll send you a screenshot of his roster, though.
He will tell you his roster, and he's got picks, but he'll only give you one thing.
Public enemy number one, huh? A couple of real public texts going out there.
I honest to God, I think, but if you're Christian, though, why wouldn't you trade a couple of first-round picks? If you're going to be late in the draft, why?
Podcast all agrees that Christian should give up a first-round pick for one of these quarterbacks, right? Kaleli, you on board with that? I think you're the one that's not on board with it. He's got 2 first-round picks next year.
And the following year.
And the next year he's got 2. Great point, Brian.
So, Mike, why wouldn't he trade 1 this year and 1 next year for that?
I don't know what the wins above replacement are for a quarterback he has on his roster for one of these guys.
He's a nerd.
What? And he has Sam Darnold, who just threw 4 picks, and Brock Purdy, who is constantly hurt.
And I don't know if he thinks he can win. I think Christian's pretty realistic that his. I'm just.
I guarantee he won't win. I guarantee that he won't win if he keeps his roster the way it is.
He's very into winning this year, Mike. He's 100%. He's playoff time.
If he thinks he can win, then he should trade his own first-round draft pick for one of those guys. But Case won't give him Lamar. I'm not a huge Herbert guy like you guys are. I don't see a huge difference between Purdy and Herbert, to be honest.
If Christian thinks he can win this year, I think it's got to be Lamar. That's the most upside.
Christian doesn't think Herbert's worth a first-round pick. Christian thinks Lamar is worth 1 first-round pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like we don't. He thinks that I could trade him Lamar for Tootin and Pittman and the rest of his garbage, but he doesn't think that they're worth a first-round pick. We're just so far apart; it's not going to work out. I'm not engaging with the dude anymore. I'm done. It's over. So I'm going to keep both guys.
I don't think the 2 of them are going to make a trade.
All right, let's leave it there. We got.
Me and Christian are definitely not making a trade this year.
Definitely not.
That's fired.
Case will have 2 quarterbacks on his roster at the end of the season.
Yep, just like last offseason, I'll have 2.
It's working out rather well. Let's leave it there and let's come back to it. The game 2, it was the number 2 seed Spates against the number 6 seed Innis. The curse of the 2 seed strikes again. Jeff wins 173-141. And this was a big game for Jeff. If you look at the standings, it propelled him into the playoffs. It knocked Spates out of the top 4. Everything seems to be going right for Jeff. His upcoming stretch here, it is Christian, Steve, Casey, and Lloyd. I want to know from the group, what I asked in the email was, how does Jeff finish the stretch? And based on that, will he make the playoffs? So we got Christian. Let's go down the line. Christian, does he win that game?
Yes. Christian sucks.
Okay, so we got Mike for the record shaking his head no. Steve got Steve coming up.
Easy.
Okay, easy win. So that's potentially 2. Casey, easy.
Even easier.
Bye week.
All right, Casey's given up, and then Lloyd.
No.
Okay, so we 3-1, 2-2. Does that put Innis into the playoffs or no?
Yes.
Interesting. Mike, what do you think? Is that enough to get it done?
I'm gonna need to see everybody else's schedule.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'd say yes based on points, but it's I'm not as confident. I've done no research, so
yeah, I'm saying based off points. And if you look, CJ, this is how tight it is. Lost in the 2 seed, fell all the way to 5. Like how close. So with Lloyd and Innis carrying the point advantage, they jump up when they win so much. Everybody else falls so far because of points. That's why I'm taking Innis.
And it is interesting if you look at it. When we were going over what everyone thought. Thank you. When we were going over what everyone thought, the first game seemed to be the most that everyone kind of divided on, that against Christian game. We all kind of agree he's going to beat Steve, Casey, and probably lose to Lloyd. So the difference between 2-2 and 3-1 is going to come down to this game this week against Christian. So big game for Jeffrey coming up.
Good tease, Pete.
The interesting part about this past week, though, is if Innis doesn't beat CJ this past week, I don't know how good his chances are, right? Because he would have had to have gone 3-1 and possibly 4-0 at that point. Spates has Breen, Pete, Mike, and Christian left. So those last 2 are going to be those are real interesting weeks for Spates.
Spates Christian week 17, whatever the last week is.
That might be a playing game.
That could be a playing game. That's cool.
What is the last week? Week 13? No, 14, right? Yeah, playoffs are 15.
15.
We know Christian won't have a quarterback, so advantage Spates.
Well, with Innis, he's got an advantage from his trading. That's a little tease for the trades coming up, because I want to spur some more action. But we've had some trades. Do you think Trade McBride so far has been the biggest impact player? Let me just start by saying, since he has traded for him, he has blown it out. I think these booms have started coming, and he's been one of the highest scoring teams. Is Trade McBride the biggest draft acquisition so far? And do you think there will be a bigger one coming up? A lot of questions there.
Pete, he's been a great addition to his team, but if you also look at the trade that Innis made this past week, acquiring Rico Dowdell and Travis Kelce, that is the difference between winning and losing this week against Spates. So, Christian, it makes sense to make trades when you are in a position to win.
Are we going to do this the whole pod?
Yeah, probably.
Casey, 2 for 2 on. I don't care if he does it. Those are great points he brought up.
Innis has taken the best players off my roster, and they've all scored for him when they weren't scoring for me. So Innis knows when guys are about to hit.
It's a great point.
DeVito, is somebody better than Trey McBride going to be traded or no? Somebody more impactful than Trey McBride or no?
I don't think so. I mean,
I think it's a DeVito call. If DeVito answers yes, I'll say yes. If he answers no, I'll answer no, because it's AJ Brown or not.
I don't think there's going to be anyone of the type of impact that McBride is having with the quarterback situation in Arizona. There might be a bigger name that is moved at the deadline, but I don't know if that impact for.
I like the way you said that. I'm with you on that one. Maybe not a bigger, maybe a bigger name, but probably not a bigger impact. I like that. That was great.
I would put McBride and Pickens would be the two guys. Imagine if you had them right now, Pete. McBride and Pickens as the two big acquisitions in this last matchup. But
Dak Prescott, yeah.
Pete, do you wonder why we're at the bottom of the conference right now? Because we trade away all the good players to other teams.
Hey, I feel good. I'm still in contention, you loser.
Yeah, you're only one game above me, buddy. Relax.
I can't.
All right. Well, we can move on. All right, so let's move on to the next game because we're on pace. Anyway, it was the number 5 seed Larkin against DeVito, number 7 seed. Dan goes ahead and wins his 6th game in a row, 132 to 101. He is the highest scoring team in the league, so he jumped into the 3rd overall seed. But I just want to note that for all the praise that we've been giving Lloyd, and there's been it's plenty. The last 2 weeks, he's only scored 130 each week. So there is a little vulnerability there. And he was unfortunately ripe for the pickings here against Steve. But Steve
stinks.
I want to know what the game plan was. What went wrong here? You missed a golden opportunity to end this streak and save the league. What happened? What do you regret the most?
Let's see. My team is not good. My team is injured. So Dart and Irving both out, right? If those guys are playing, I think I got a better shot. And then I got guys that got hurt in the middle of this. When St. Brown and Brown do nothing. I was looking at that game. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was going to be a higher scoring game than 16-9. It was brutal to watch on Sunday night. When I was going into that, but when I was going into that game, and then going into Monday night, to your point, Pete, with Ferguson. Of course, I jinxed the shit out of myself by saying I had a prayer here. But, I honest to God thought that, Brown was going to have a big night coming off of this past week, which he did get 11 targets, but apparently he's just a short target now. And St. Brown had 12 targets himself. They combined for 26 targets on Sunday Night Football.
Does this kind of effort, I know you think very highly of St. Brown, does this kind of effort move him into a tradable category, or is he still untouchable to you?
I don't think anybody is untouchable, but it's going to take a lot to get him, because if you look at my roster, there isn't a heck of a lot there. So I'm not just going to trade him. I wouldn't trade him for a pick or two. That doesn't make a lot of sense for me.
If D'Adarian offered you everybody in a screen grab, would you do it?
I'm not sure who I'd drop.
That's a good point. All right, Mike and Casey, I want to know from you. So Dan, in this game, it looks like he loses Jamar Chase because he spits on somebody, so he's going to be suspended. And he looks like Drake London might have broke his leg or something like that. Dan's not really that good at trading, and he doesn't make many moves. What do you, if you're in his shoes this week, you're going for your 7th straight and need to hold on to a very fragile playoff spot that you got. What do you do to fill those voids? He looks like he's going to need some help.
I would make a prediction that Dan does not make a trade before the deadline, and he thinks his team is good enough as is.
Who's he going to sub in?
The team he has in, Christian Watson looked pretty good. He had some big plays. Montgomery's a pretty high floor. Chase is back next week. I don't think Dan's going to make a move. I think he feels like the Dak move rounded out his roster. If I was in his shoes, I would dangle a pick and try to get an upgrade somewhere on the bottom of that bench. Like, can you say, hey, someone go? No, I would say Brian Thomas in that first can go get you somebody pretty good on a team. Like, I'd be calling DeVito and seeing if I can get AJ or someone of that ilk, and I would use Brian Thomas if you can't trust Brian Thomas.
DeVito, if he gives you one of his studs and at first, would you?
No, he's not going to give a stud. Brian Thomas is the guy. To me, that's the guy peak, and I'll tell you why. Because if he can't,
Brian Thomas in the stud category, I was
okay.
But I agree with you. He's the worst of all their studs.
I just don't know if he can trust him. I don't know if he can trust him.
Yeah, I don't think he can. DeVito, if he gives you Thomas in a first, would you entertain that for Brown or no?
I'd entertain it.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. Casey, what do you think he does? You have any feedback for?
I agree with Mike that he's probably going to sit pat, but I also think that he has the benefit of playing me this week, so it's a bye week, so he can just kind of sit back and watch his roster and see what happens. So it's a good. It's a good time to have these things happen.
I would even entertain Brown in a pick from me or a pick or two from me for Drake London if he would do something like that with London being hurt.
Interesting.
Nope. I do think London hurts. London, I think, hurts more than Chase because he's been on red hot the last couple of weeks, and Chase has been a little bit more of a.
Mike, what inside information do you have?
I'll tell you why I would say he's not going to do that, because we had this exact same conversation last year, and he had Rashee Rice on his bench, who he knew he couldn't play because he was out for the season. We were like, hey, Dan, why don't you move Rashee Rice to go get somebody to solidify your roster? And he held on to the future asset. That's Drake London to me.
Gotcha.
I don't think
100%. But if he's in a position right now to go win a championship, to your point.
We said this last year, though. He was in a position last year to do it. He didn't do it. That's not how he builds his team. We can agree or disagree. I think he does nothing. If he does anything, it's Brian Thomas. He proved last year he could have traded Rice. He didn't trade Rice.
I don't know who's going to trade Brian
Thomas. Lost to me in any case.
So that's my point. If he went enough philosophy last year, why go the same route again if it's not working?
I mean, he's done the same thing for his 6 years in the league, so I don't know what.
And it's not working.
I'm just saying. I agree. I don't disagree.
Slow moving train over there for Dan Larkin. All right. Well, good win for Dan. He is on his way to sweeping the league. Just 3 more wins. Let's go to the next game. It was Christian against Andy. Christian wins 168-105. In the process, Sam Darnold outscores both Lamar Jackson and Josh Herbert. That guy McMillan looked pretty good. He exploded. But this game wasn't particularly good or interesting. Christian moves back up to his bridesmaid spot that he likes. This means pretty much Andy's dead, right? Like Andy's out of it. There's not much to say about Christian. Good win. He beats the 10 seed. He moves back up. That's great. But Andy, you look at that roster, right? And I want you guys to take a look. Is there anything that's interesting in there and anything that would possibly get him back a first-round pick? Any combination? I see a lot of heads nodding. Let's go to Claudy first. Go.
I know what I would do if I was Andy right now, and I'd pick up the phone and call Darian, and Patrick Mahomes would be Darian's starting quarterback if I was Andy.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Now, I've talked to Andy before about Mahomes because I had Kelsey. I wanted the Mahomes-Kelsey stack. Andy told me that absolutely not. I have Worthy because I have Mahomes, and that's what I'm going. So I think Mahomes might be borderline untouchable, but you say that is worth reaching out.
Mm-hmm. I think if I'm Andy, I hold all the young guys. I would trade Mahomes to Christian. I really would. I think you can get a decent amount for him. And Christian might even spite trade for Mahomes just to stick it to Casey, which would be worth even more. The other two guys that I think you could get value on and he doesn't necessarily need to keep are Aaron Jones and Debo. Like, does anybody want to give him younger future assets for those guys? You look at Andy's roster, he's got a bunch of young guys that he's still in a pretty good position for next year, but he's got to sell these old assets again. Do like the same thing he did last year.
Interesting. DeVito, you were nodding earlier. Do you have any other take other than Mahomes, Debo, and who's the other one? Jones?
No, I was going to go at Debo. I think that's a solid.
Debo, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the bottom of the roster kind of guy. You know, I think obviously Ibuka, Williams, I don't think those guys, Harvey, they're not going anywhere, and they shouldn't go anywhere for Andy. And, you know, neither should someone like Hampton, Ayuk, Scatterby. Like, those are some really good assets he's going to have for next year.
He should keep Worthy for next year.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of Ibuka, Williams, Harvey, you say Worthy, like I think anyone else is fair game for him to make a trade.
DeVito, if Andy, or if you were in Andy's shoes and you had to sell Deebo Samuel to a first place team, what would you say? Like, what are the benefits? He's getting all the targets, I guess.
Yeah, he's a target hog right now, especially with Mariota. Mariota loves throwing to him. It doesn't look like McLaurin's coming back anytime soon, especially with that injury. They're out of the playoffs. I mean, Deebo's a perfect guy that's going to see carries. He's going to see targets. I mean, he's probably going to be a 15 to 20 point guy every week that you counter, kind of the way that Mike has with Diggs in the bottom half of the roster. That's a sure up. You know, if I'm Lloyd, that's a guy I'm going after. Fill him in for a week and let him sit there and if he wants for a second round pick. Who cares?
Yeah, and they're on a bye week this week, right? Like the Commanders are off this week. That's a very late bye week to come back healthy for a fantasy playoff push. All right, Casey, is there anybody on DeVito's?
Did you see who he has too in the fantasy playoffs?
No.
Giants and the Cowboys, week 15 and week 17.
Wow, load up on Commanders for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That could play a huge role in a playoff team that needs to trade for somebody. Look at Deebo Samuel's playoff run. Anyway, Casey, we've piled on the Deebo love. Is there anyone else that you would find interesting, or is it Deebo love?
The only name I'll throw out there that kind of maybe can walk a line for somebody that wants to not sell out completely for this year, but wants some future value is maybe Chris Olave. Like tons of talent, tons of upside. Been in that Saints offense long enough where you kind of is like he is the guy, but like their quarterback situation is great. So it's sort of a good bottom of the roster, high upside guy, but potential for future, but not the best spot. So you might be able to get more for him if you don't love what you see out of him beyond this year if I'm Andy. So I think that's a unique name compared to the other guys who are certainly much older.
What would you give for Olave?
So I think Olave could get you a first-round pick, bottom of the first round. Like Christian would be a good target for that because he's young enough where Christian will love the upside and probably be a good play for Christian down the stretch.
I see Olave as like maybe multiple non-first-round picks.
I love it. I think a spike trade would really make the week. I would love a spike trade.
Trade alert. You see it coming up.
If he gives a second round pick to DeVito just to mess with the case.
He can do whatever he wants.
Don't take a personal case. All right, last game.
I really don't care what Christian does.
You just look so red, but I know it's the golf trip.
Yeah, it's the light too. The lighting here.
Lighting, okay. Next game, number 4 seed Breen, number 9 seed DeLuca. Big time win. I beat him by a point. Karma for the week 2 game where he beat me by 6 points. In a league where we talk about how you show up, you get 10 points. Breen had 5 of his 8 starters fall below 10 points. Ugh. That has got to be some kind of record. All right, I asked the group here. We'll go to Casey first. Breen has Spates and Christian, then Steve and Casey. How do you think he ends that stretch? Is he all done here?
Yeah, he's probably losing in the last week of the season to me.
You think he's going 1-3 in that stretch, just beating DeVito?
It's it doesn't look good for old Kevo. I'm saying 1-3.
Okay, Steve, you think you're going to beat him, make him 0-4 on that stretch?
I think he's going to be 2-2. I think he's going to go 1-1 in the next 2 and 1-1 in the following 2. I think there's going to be a surprise or 2 in there.
Is he done for the year though? Unfortunately,
I think points are going to hurt him.
Mike, what do you think of your boyfriend? You think he's all done?
It feels like he's done for the year. Like if Harrison's out for extended period of time, Waddle's got to bye. This week, I cannot imagine him sneaking a win. I don't expect Thursday night to be a big game, so I think you got to hope the upset comes next week. I don't say you can rule anybody out. It's way too compressed in the middle. So an 8-win team, and maybe he sneaks in, but I think the odds are he's out. I'd probably give him a 20% chance. Steve?
That seems high.
Is he the new 0?
I'm just kidding.
Give him a 1% chance, and that kid goes on a 6-game winning streak. That's all we need.
You guys want Breen to be in? Let me. You want him to be in? He's 0.
Yeah, the ultimate kiss of death. Meanwhile, your boy over here, I caused an upset. I'm not in it. I will clearly be like, I'm selling. I don't think I'm gonna win, but I just knocked somebody out of the playoffs, and my next 3 games are against Mike, Spates, and Christian. I don't even want to get you guys takes. I just want you 3 to know you're on upset alert. You should be careful. The Orange Crush is the most dangerous team to play with, and I can even beat Breen at Breen Ball, so it's going good. Anyway, no takes there. Let's go into
Can't even hear you. The gong's still going.
Gong.
Really? Sorry.
Oh, you're back.
When you hit the gong, your voice goes away.
Pete, it's a good segue because week 11 was a great week for the pod. We went 15-5. We had 3 4-1 weeks. DeVito bringing it down with a 3-2 record. The 3 of us get a 4-1 record, all because he wouldn't pick his boyfriend Pete.
Why did you pick me? Oh, I even made fun of you on the podcast for not picking me.
You did.
We even had a really good superlative week. People went 6-6, but we could have been above 500 in superlatives if you actually picked yourself as the upset. You went against yourself and took DeVita as the upset. He lost. You won. 6-6 because of it. But good overall week for the pod.
Hey, Case.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Would it be an easy exercise for you to look at what would everyone's record be if DeVito picked every game right? Like, who's DeVito's guy? Who does he pick every week? Who does Pete pick every week?
You know what's funny, Mike, is that in the first 2 years that we did this, I actually tracked who picked who the most.
Don't you remember this?
I stopped doing that.
Oh,
So I tracked it. Like, so I can actually go back right now and look at the first 2 years. I have it on tabs. I can tell you.
This was like a big laughing because Pete and I used to be like exacto on the picks and be like, "Oh, he's picking with his boyfriend."
Yeah, that's true. I did do that. Nope. In 21 and 22, I picked Pete 13 times, which was the most of anybody.
Oh.
DeVito picked Pete 11 times for the second most. And that was what
Year
people.
was that?
I remember that.
2021, 2022 season, the last time you were good.
Was that yeah, it was. Was that was the year Andy won, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I was 12 and 3 that year.
Yes, correct. That's right. That's
Wow,
right.
it feels like a long time ago.
Yeah. So that's the last time I did it.
It's like a very long time ago. Okay, let's talk about the matchups coming up and our game of the week. It is number 2 seed Christian against the number 4 seed Jeffrey. A rare week where the number 1 seed is not in the game of the week. But going back to these two, they faced on week 4. Jeff won 144-106. It was a big one.
Big,
for the game preview. Big. It was big. We're going to get a lot of that in this segment. I didn't have to type out all these questions for you guys. Christian got the win last week after going. Christian got the win last week after losing back-to-back games to Casey and Lloyd. The loss to Casey looks really bad. Jeff, of course, has back-to-back booms. It was over me and CJ. Jeff's on a hot streak right now, and he got the job done last week with Jonathan Taylor on a bye. He's back, and I think Jeff is too. So I'm going to pick Jeff, and I'm going to pick him to boom for the 3rd straight week in a row. And that's where I'm going to go with this one. Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, I think the fact that Innis boomed last week without Taylor and was able to make these deals to put himself in a really good spot here coming down the stretch. Innis has been the most active of our playoff teams right now, and I think that's showing. And his lineup right now, the way it's set up against Christians, the way his is set up, I don't love a couple of Christians' lineups. I hate Pittman against Kansas City. Kansas City's in a big hole right now. And I have a feeling they're going to come out strong against Indianapolis. I love Jonathan Taylor, though, because I think they can run the ball a little bit against Kansas City. I like Innis. Innis is my upset.
Oh, big upset. I love it. Oh, Casey types that in. Let's go to Clully. Clully, what do you think?
I don't think Christian has the right roster on the field this week. So if I'm Christian, I think Purdy has to go in, and I think you have to try to play a hopeful Monday night shootout. I just don't see how you can trust Darnold, even though it's against Tennessee. But again, that's just my perspective. There's two hopes that Christian has to have if he is to get Innis on a week with his two big studs. It's the biggest disappointment he's had the last couple of weeks is actually Judkins. We haven't talked about him. Having Sanders has not been helpful. I was expecting / hoping Judkins for Christian would be a very big floor play. And the other guy who has been very inconsistent, guys, Bijan has gone from the best player in fantasy football to he hits 1 week and he's bad the next week. So he's got to hope Bijan can rally over the next few weeks. I think like 10 minutes ago I picked Christian, but when I look at this, his team kind of stinks. I'm going to take Jeff. I haven't looked at anything else, so I guess I'll pick him as an upset because he's going to beat Christian. I think Christian's slowly going to be on a decline to miss the playoffs.
Hey, do you think Penix's injury in Atlanta helps or hurts Robinson?
Helps.
Neutral.
Helps. Absolutely.
You think it helps?
Neutral.
Yeah, because they're gonna lean into the run with Cousins there. I'm not a believer in Mooney. I know I saw the bid that you put in, and you're looking at the pass, but I just don't see it. I think that they're gonna lean more towards their strengths. We already saw it earlier in the season. They're gonna go towards a run.
See, I think they're going to force Kirk Cousins to throw the ball because he hasn't been able to, and I think they're going to put 8 in the box and say, "Go ahead, try and beat us with the pass because you're not going to be able to."
Yep,
I agree with that.
Tight ends.
Yeah. I still think they're just going to run
loves tight ends.
I think that helps Bijan, if I have to be honest. I think it's neutral for Bijan. I think it hurts their receivers. It helps Algier. That's my view.
Casey loving on Pitts.
No one's playing Pitts, dude.
Yeah,
Pitts is a non-play. He stinks. He shouldn't be on a roster. I've been sitting for 3 years. Cut the guy.
Who's that?
Whoever has him.
Who's that? Pitts?
Pitts.
I'm going to go back-to-back pickups of the week off the free agent wire. Michael Wilson last week, Kyle Pitts this week. Huge week for Pitts.
Can't wait to pick against you.
I was just going to say
Atlanta's version of Hawkinson.
Great. Thanks, Casey.
Casey, Christian, that's who you got.
Yeah, when I look at this matchup, you look at a manager that's kind of done everything he possibly could to kind of transform his roster over the last couple of weeks. Another one that's kind of sat tight. I think one of the hard things for Christian this week is Brock Bowers, who's an absolute stud, has Cleveland, who's a really good defense. And I think he's just too thin to match up with the depth of Innis's roster. A couple weeks in, starting to find its form. I'm taking Innis trifecta, boom, lock, and upset this week. CGD is going down.
I love it. I mean, a good old-fashioned boom.
Call that a spite pick.
How does CGD compete without A-Chain in this?
I think I made it clear that he doesn't.
So are we all on Innis on this one?
We're all on Innis. There's plenty of room.
I got him as a boom. We got a couple booms in there. All right. I love it. All right. For our next game. That's a long drum roll. I don't think I'm going to do that again. It is the number 1 seed, Mike, against the number 7 seed, Pete. Week 4, Mike won 154 to 150. That 4-point win was pathetic. You guys have all now yawned on the podcast. Now that Steve has made the trifecta possible. Yeah, you did. Oh. Yeah, we can go back to the tape. I will have to drop an F-bomb for you guys to wake up.
You won't do it.
All right. Both teams off a win last week. Both teams 2-1 in their last 3 games. I want to see personally what happens on Thursday night. I want to see if Cook does well and potentially shift from there. You're looking at a team of all running backs, not something that the Orange Crush does very often. I am showcasing all of them for a trade with Darian eventually coming up if he could possibly pull his head out of his ass. But if Thursday night goes wrong, I will probably shift to something more riskier, which may just be Mark Andrews and DJ Moore. I have confidence. Screw Mike. I'm taking over his hosting responsibilities, and I'm going to beat him this week. I'm going to pick me in the upset. Oh, yeah, I'm the host. DeVito, what do you think?
Mike's my lock. I don't think this is going to be that close.
Why?
Just don't.
You didn't learn your lesson last week? You didn't learn your lesson last week, huh?
Nope, I didn't. I don't think you did either. Looking at this roster right now, Mike's got some pretty decent matchups here. I really like Nakua on Sunday night against Tampa. Tampa's pretty vulnerable against the pass. Just saw that this past week with Josh Allen, the Bills. So, and I love Saquon in a showcase game at Dallas. So I'm going to take Mike as my lock.
Yeah, Saquon at Dallas. That doesn't sound good. All right. Well, Casey, why don't you give me your opinion?
So I'll try to kind of give Pete some hope here. I am going to take Mike, so let's not jump ahead. But Cincinnati draws New England. Okay, so New England is good against the run. He's got Brown, although they're without Williams this week, so we'll see how New England adjusts to that. But no Jamar Chase. Higgins gets a little bit more attention. Maybe brings down that ceiling a little bit for you, Pete. Cook against Houston. Houston is one of the better defenses in the NFL, believe it or not. But Thursday night games get a little wonky. It's not a traditional week, not the same kind of game planning. So maybe those two things keep it within striking distance for Pete. But I do think Mike's got too much firepower. I'm taking Mike. It would be a lock, but I already used it against Christian.
You don't want to spread out the lock love. You know, I remember last week when we were going over Breen's roster and he didn't have 3 people in, and you said he's probably just doing that to show that he can beat me with half a roster. That really motivated me to do well, and I think this one's going to do the same.
Oh, yeah? Did you call all your guys? Well,
Mike,
what do you think? We got me versus you.
Entirely predicated on the Patriots-Bengals game. Half of my team plays at one game. Statistics say that the Patriots should do something. The Bengals offense stinks. And if the score of this game is above 50, you're going to have a very hard time beating me, because that will assume that I have all the guys in Cincinnati, and I have Drake May, who's been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league. You have a couple matchups I kind of like. Like the 2 players that I don't think were mentioned that are the interesting ones that could bring your floor higher than last week. Kamara's been pretty consistent the last couple of weeks. Got a high volume. Atlanta's run defense not very good. He does have a Q.
Available for trade.
Have a Q. Didn't hear anything from my injury guy. And one sec, Steve. And then Steve, big hands. And then Manny Wilson. I like the Manny Wilson play against Minnesota. I think my team's in a pretty good spot. I'll take myself. I'm not going to pick any superlatives. I could envision this game pretty close. I could see it in the 130s or 140s and both these teams having a chance. And it coming down to that Saquon versus Jalen Hurts. Does my guy ever get back in the end zone or not? But I'll take myself. Steve.
Did you say that Kamara's had a good couple of weeks?
Yeah, has he not?
He's been very consistent, I think he said, Pete. I mean,
he had 17 points in week 10 against Carolina.
Yeah.
The week before that, he had 1. The week before that, he had 7. The week before that, he had 5.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Last week,
I had the endorsement, I wanted to say that he was available for trade. Yeah, so I wanted to go with it.
Last week he came alive.
Sell high, Pete. Sell high.
Last week
he was on a bye last week.
Last week he came alive.
All right, I got a question.
I got a question. And the new 0.
Everybody look at my roster right now. Okay. If I want you to put yourself in a hypothetical state, if Kaleli loses on Tuesday morning, he lost because of what player?
Oh, I like that. I'm going to go Emmanuel Wilson for the Packers is worth a free agent pickup. Yeah, worth the free agent pickup.
Thank you.
That's what I think.
Chloe, what do you think? You agree? Yeah. DeVito, you going to make it a sweep on Emmanuel Wilson or no?
Dallas Goedert.
I think, Pete, you need some. It's got to come out of left field. You know what I mean? Free agent wire to the starting. A Mike Wilson type free agent pickup, if you will.
The other thing that could happen is Jalen Hurts has 2 or 3 goal line touchdowns, and Saquon doesn't. Yeah. That can always happen.
All right. So there's a chance. I like those ones. All right. Next game. Number 5 seed Spates against number 6 seed. Everyone got their picks on the last one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Number 5 seed Spates against the number 6 seed Breen. In week 4, Breen won 138-122. It was a pretty close game. Breen had won 3 in a row before he ran into me. CJ, he put up 185 and 141 in back-to-back weeks. So even though he doesn't have wins, he was 1-1 during that stretch. Those are still pretty respectable scores for the tall man. Hard to pick Breen after last week's showing. And honestly, when I look at like narratives, I love Stafford on Sunday Night Football with Collinsworth just going to be go, oh, look at Stafford. Can you believe this guy at 41? He's going to be doing all that BS. So I think it's going to be Spates. I'm going to pick him to lock. I think Breen looks specifically weak especially weak, not specifically, especially weak. And I'm going to go with that. Mike, you look like you want to talk. What's up?
Steve, can we get a little Q quorum here? I thought Jacobs was out. He's apparently not out. I thought Warren was out. He's apparently not out. Like, who's healthy on Spates' roster before I start making some picks?
Well, that's one thing I was going to say, because Spates is in a little bit of trouble here if Jacobs is out. This goes from a one-sided affair to maybe a little bit closer.
What's your prediction?
I don't think Jacobs is playing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
How about Warren?
This is what another guy.
I don't think it matters. I think they both suck. Yeah. Anyway.
You know who's a sneaky play that's on his bench right now, especially with the matchup, is Charbonnet at Tennessee. I could easily see Charbonnet getting 10 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns because they're going to split that up with him and Walker. I could absolutely see that play. So if Jacobs is out, I actually like Charbonnet is a play in that lineup.
I can agree with that. I watch Charbonnet closely, and when the Seahawks are winning, they run, and it's giving me pause with benching Ken Walker this week. But Charbonnet is I feel like a good play there. Good turn there. Mike, what do you got?
I don't think you can trust Ken Walker. I think Spates' team is still like a somewhat sleeping giant. 5th seed now on the outside looking in. I'm making a statement pick for CJ. I'm going to pick him to boom. I think we see a big Gibbs week. I love the Sunday night game with the Rams, and I'm going to go on a limb and say the beast of the week this week is on Spates' roster, and it's Derrick Henry against that Jets defense. I think we see a statement game out of him. Breen's chance, when you said if we wake up Tuesday morning and Breen wins, I actually think we wake up Friday morning and we say, holy cow, Breen's going to win. The only way he wins is if that game Thursday night turns into a shootout. I see big things in the future for Team Tallboy. He's my boom this week, Pete.
He's your boom. Interesting. He's my lock. Steve, did you pick him as anything?
I picked him, but I pick him with a superlative.
No superlative. All right, Casey, what do you got? You going Spates too? And
we got a Spates sweep, and I think some of it's the same as the Orange Crush versus Chosen Ones matchup, where I think that there may be some things there that help make it close, but I think the depth is just too much to bear. And I'm with Mike. Derrick Henry against the lowly Jets. That sounds like a Derrick Henry, 25 carry, 2 touchdown game to me. So I'm taking Spates. No superlatives because I used them all against Christian.
Case, you and I are a firm believer in Breen ball. Do you think that this is going to be a very low-scoring tight game where Spates kind of squeaks it out, or what?
Yeah, if you told me that the projected points right now is 146 for Spates, I don't think he hits that mark. But I think it's going to be like a 138, 109 type game, right? So comfortable, but he's definitely playing below the projected score, Pete.
There you go. All right, Spates sweep in game 3. Let's move on to the 4th game here. It is everyone's favorite winner of 6 in a row, Dan Larkin, the number 3 seed. He's going against the number 9 seed and one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. Honestly, one of the more pathetic teams in the league. Brian Casey, week 4. Casey won 106-86. That really shouldn't even count. Can you believe Lloyd only scored 86 points? Casey, you should hand that one in. Go ahead.
Pete, are you sure nobody's spat at you before?
No, no one has ever spat at me.
Are you sure?
Here goes Casey.
I'm not going to talk about what I did at the bottom of those piles. I have pulled a few genitalias, I'll tell you that much. But all right, Larkin has one. It was Steve's. Yeah, it was at practice.
The truth.
Larkin has 1-6. Can't concentrate after that. Larkin has 1-6 in a row. Meanwhile, Casey has lost to every member on this podcast. Good job, Case. I'm going to throw that out there. You're the worst one on this podcast. Oh my God. Yeah, not in a row, but I just want to, for the season, you've lost to every single one of us. I am anticipating a Lloyd trade this week. I'm going to go out there and say that. So I know that probably will mess with predictions and whatnot. There's no free agents. This is a game he should win. This is the game he needs to win. And it's honestly just a text message to me until you get a trade done. So Larkin, hit me up. I'm going to pick Larkin. No superlative here. Mike, you look the most ready. What's going on? Steve, what are you watching? Hockey? Mike, go ahead.
Case's team
Bruins
is hot, stinky, garbage. Your team is so bad. It is remarkable.
I need a new take. I need something new.
I'm going to create a new category this week, and I'm going to go with our fourth superlative that one could get, the Blowout of the Week Bowl, sponsored by Dynamite. I'm taking Dan. Whatever you put the other side of that, Dynamite Bowl, I'll take Lloyd. Lock. In case your team is so bad. It is remarkable that you won a title 2 years ago. You stink. I'll take Lloyd in the lock. Go ahead, Steve.
I mean, Casey, defend yourself.
All my guys aged out. It's over.
Mike, Lamar Jackson hurt his hamstring for 4 weeks. You didn't hear about
Lamar
that?
Jackson wasn't my quarterback 2 years ago. When I was Brock Purdy, actually, believe it or not.
Justin Jefferson has been so mediocre.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is completely touchdown dependent. Like Judy,
I
love Judy.
Did you hear that stat about JJ McCarthy? No. He missed the most open receivers of any quarterback last week. Like, decided that guy was open and he missed him. 9.
I'm sorry. Watching Steve chew on the end of his glasses with this new look, I can't concentrate right now.
Seductive Steve. Seductive.
Yeah, look at him. How are you supposed to concentrate with that going on?
My team is bad, Mike. We're looking towards the future. I'm going to take Lloyd.
Lloyd, so that is 2 for Lloyd. Mike, you picked Lloyd too, right? All right, we got 3.
Blow of the week.
Blow of the week. I wrote down blow next to it, Mike.
DeVito, you got anything to add to this dumpster fire?
Lloyd, boom, next.
Wow. Okay, so we got a Lloyd sweep and some
wait a second.
superlatives.
If Lloyd wins, he's he's not in yet. He's 7-5 with the most points. 2 and 2 Lloyd is in. 2 and 2 Lloyd is in.
I think Lloyd is up to about 97% now on the meter.
And honestly, if you guys look ahead, big game for Christian to win. Christian's kind of on the hot seat here because Lloyd, obviously catching a fish here with Casey. He's coming up on the win. He's gonna be winning, and Christian and Jeff are both caught in the game of the week. So something for Lloyd to keep an eye on. Going to be definitely scoreboard watching this weekend.
Huge game.
He gonna be winning.
He gonna be winning. All right, yeah, he's not looking at your score. Final game, the toilet bowl. Oh, it's just caught right here. Number 8 seed Steve against the number 10 seed DeVita. Week 4, DeVito won 136-81. It was the blowout of the week. Woo, Steve, you got a blowout of the week on you. Okay. I'm very gassy. Excuse me. All right, this is the Toe vs. Ta Bowl. It is the battle of the 2 lowest scoring teams in the league. Steve has less holes in his roster, so I am going to pick him. Steve, tell me your opinion. What do you think this week? How do you feel?
Well, I caught him on a couple of buys with Harvey and Samuel. I think probably his most consistent scorer in Samuel, even though Jameson Williams has been really good. Finally, I think I might be getting Bucky Irving back. A little too late. Getting him back.
Is he back?
Lineup. It sounds like it, yeah.
Nice. Congrats, Steve.
Thanks, bud. But yeah, I mean, not good. We're not a good squad.
Would you still buy a Bucky Irving jersey?
Yeah, I love Bucky Irving.
All right, there you go. All right, what do you think about the game? Where are you going?
I'll take myself. I think it's going to be ugly. I can envision this game being like, 112-95, something stupid like that. So I'll take myself.
Do you think this game might have the first under 100-point scorer winner this season? Somebody's going to win.
No, because
somebody has to win.
Somebody does have to win. This could be a 65-63 game.
Hey, those happen. The guy goes on to win the Super Bowl.
I think a couple of my guys have some bounce back. I actually think, Kittle and Jennings for me are better with Purdy than they were with Jones. I think there's a little bit more explosiveness in that pass game. And there's no way Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to go home after that loss with the Giants and put up on the 2 for 40 game. So I just think with not good, but I think comparing rosters, mine has a little bit more opportunity to blow up than his does.
Give me your confidence level as a percentage. Okay. 1 to 100. Confidence level you score over 100 points.
90.
Confidence level that Andy scores under 100 points.
50.
All right, there you go. Pretty good. So you're pretty confident in the win there. Casey, do you share his confidence?
I do. I actually want to know Mike's opinion. If my roster is so bad, what do you think of these two rosters, considering I've scored more points than both these guys?
I'd rather have Steve's roster than your roster.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow, that's bad.
Wow, that was shut down immediately.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you.
I mean, I know Mike's
Don't score me by 50 points. It's not like it's a monster margin.
It might be this week.
Case, let me ask you. If Steve called you right now and said, "I'll trade you my whole roster for your whole roster," you wouldn't do it.
My roster.
Steve, what would you do?
I would not make that trade.
Oh, interesting. Pete, break a tie. Steve's roster versus Case roster. Whose would you rather have?
I would not want either. I'll take mine.
Yeah, me too.
Jesus, talk about a bad roster. I'll take.
And that's why this league is great. I would rather have my roster over anybody's. I think.
I'll take.
Take Mike's thing. Honestly, whose roster would you rather have? I'm interested to see your take on this.
Between the two of you, I think I would prefer the one with the best player, and I think that's probably Casey with Jefferson. So I'd probably go with that.
That could be the diff. I would rather have Sam Brown than Jefferson.
Yeah, I think yeah, maybe. I think I could go either way with that take, Mike. I agree with that. But I don't know. Jefferson's just got a longer track record.
If you're telling me Bucky Irving's back, I think Bucky Irving is the third best asset. Like Jefferson and St. Brown are pretty close. Bucky Irving is, again, assuming he plays. DeVito has a big quarterback problem. Like losing Tucker Kraft hurt him a lot, and Jordan Love stinks.
I got a couple quarterbacks, Steve.
Jackson Dart's the quarterback. He's hurt.
I'm talking about this week, though. That's the only reason I don't love picking your team.
Jackson Dart might play.
You're gonna fall in love with Jackson Dart. He's like RG3 part 2. Like he's just another one of those rookie guys that's gonna. Man.
I think I'll take Steve. I would like to pick against you this week, Steve. I'm gonna take Steve. Begrudgingly. Put that on the stat sheet. Begrudgingly.
What?
Pete, who'd you take?
I took Steve.
Okay.
Begrudgingly or confidently?
Confidently.
Begrudgingly.
This was the easiest. This is gonna be the easiest pick 'em to track because we all have the exact same picks except for Pete picked himself. We all picked Kaleli. So
we have almost all sweeps.
Mike, Kaleli, and Steve. Kaleli, Steve, and myself have all the same picks.
Case, what are the standings?
What are the standings? Due to your dismal 3-2 week last week, you and Peter are tied at 29 and 21 overall.
Oh, big week this week, Pete.
Oh no, I shouldn't have picked myself.
My 4 in 1 week got me back to 500. Mike took a couple weeks off, so he's 25 and 20, but he's lagging in 5 picks. So,
all right,
it's much easier when I don't have to host. I just show up and get to talk. It's really lovely.
Your takes are worse.
Nice.
What?
I think the saxophone that plays in the middle of this is the best.
Our next podcast is going to be December 4th. Podcast 138. Yeah.
Pete, how many trades does Christian make before the deadline?
0.
Pete, Lloyd.
1.
Me.
Including
1, but not 1, but no one's gonna care about it. It's gonna be somebody stupid.
Like DK Metcalf.
Yeah, like DK Metcalf.